Welcome to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank that brings you market views and insights on the go.
Welcome to Cut to the Chase. Today is Thursday, the 26th of February. I'm Daniel Lam, your host for the podcast. Now, earlier this week, we cut through the noise of the current pessimism on US software stocks, and we spoke about the Goldilocks US macro environment and the rotation from tech stocks into non-tech ones. Now, these two factors do go hand in hand. You have improving growth figures, you got the sweet spot of inflation trending down, leading to expectations of rate cuts, and providing a stimulatory environment in a solid growth background, conducive for cyclical or value stocks to outperform. Now, the latest case in point is the February Conference Board survey that suggests improving labor market perceptions, consistent with stabilizing growth momentum. The headline index rose to 91.2 from an upwardly revised 89 in January, beating estimates. Both present conditions and expectations improved, with expectations rising sharply to 72 from 65.1. It is key to note that the consumer's assessment of the labor market ticked up from cycle lows. The improvement aligns with broader evidence of a stabilizing labor market and improving growth momentum for early 2026. Now, stabilizing employment and stronger macro momentum would allow consumption to rely on labor income rather than the using of the savings. Now, alongside this acceleration in positive economic surprises comes easing financial conditions. DXY has remained weak, and US Treasury yields has been declining due to falling inflation trend and expectation of Fed rate cuts. Such conditions favor the US relative to the euro area, where the strong euro is a drag on financial conditions, growth, and earnings. So therefore, we continue to advocate investors to look past the year-to-date outperformance of euro area equities and use these opportunities to be rotating back and adding to US equities. That is all from me for today. As always, if you enjoy this podcast, please don't forget to rate and like it. Thanks for listening, and we wish you a happy day ahead.
Thank you for listening to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank. For more details, visit Market Views on the Go on our website or click the link in the description.